get straight into it. So, your brand new album, is it called Cryptoriana?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's play on words, obviously, Victoriana.
Right, okay, because I was going to say, what sort of themes does it kind of cover as an album?
Well, Victoriana. It's essentially like a Victorian Gothic horror story, although it's not a continuous horror story. It's when I was writing the album, or when we were writing the album, sorry, I was reading a lot of Victorian horror stuff, and when I was like sort of panicking about what am I going to write the album about, my wife said, "Well, what are you reading at the moment?" I went, "Victorian horror stuff." She went, "Well, why don't you just write about that?" I went, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah, I will do because I love it." So it's literally just a play on words, is it? The album title is Cryptoriana. Yeah, it's essentially about Victorians' infatuation with, well, death, palmistry, table turning, seances, you know.
Oh wow.
So basically they had a big fixation with death, so henceforth the title.
Right, okay. So what got you into this sort of Victorian horror stories?
A massive horror movie buff. I live in a Victorian house. Does that help? My house is like a museum, it's like the British Museum, or shittish museum. It's not as good as the British Museum. It's shittish. I've got mummies and a dialect and lots of weird and wonderful things everywhere.
So what about the kind of theatrical aspect of the record? I feel like it's kind of the most grandiose you guys have ever had. One thing we shied away with this record was actually infiltrating it with any orchestral stuff. I mean like orchestral solo stuff. Like normally we have an intro and we break it up with that another orchestral stuff, and we decided that the songs were long enough and they had enough of that element in it that we didn't really need to do that. And yeah, it obviously is a step up or a step beyond the last record, but that's only to be expected really when it's got the same line-up. We went to the Czech Republic to write it. I was expecting to come away from that with like maybe 2 songs, 3 songs, and we literally came away with the whole album, but like a bit more than the whole album actually. Was it kind of a very collaborative effort? Absolutely. I think people get this weird misconception of our band as being like sort of a dictatorship and you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And it's absolutely complete opposite. I just think people like saying that. This album is a product of everybody being really into what we're writing, and that's how it ended up. The tracks, are they kind of like little vignettes of stories, or? Yes, I would say that. Yeah. Things like King Diamond and stuff. So and soundtracks. So. I really liked doing that kind of thing, but then I sort of drew a line and went, you know, we might be overdoing it. And this album again is, like you said, it's it's a collection of short stories rather than an overarching theme. I know that there's always kind of a woman on the front of a Cradle of Filth cover a lot of the time. And I was just wondering, is that kind of like a symbol of fertility, or am I sort of reading too much into it? I guess so, yeah, I think so, yeah, definitely. Well, this album, it kind of represents Venus de Milo, you know, coming out to sea, but also she's, if you look very carefully into the cover, it has it's almost like staged. It's essentially, it's a stage performance, and I think the artist has taken elements of everything that we're trying to reach with the whole Victoriana thing, and we're trying to express everything through not only our music but the artwork and lyricism and stuff, and combined, I think it hopefully gives people a better picture of what I'm trying to paint a bit now. Exactly. So you did a little bit of voice acting recently, didn't you, with Realm of the Damned? Yeah. What was that like? It was good fun, yeah. There's the second one coming out quite soon, which we haven't actually filmed yet, but we're going to. And it warrants me going to Comic-Con, which is
cool.
Yeah, it's great. Also did a little bit part in another movie called Baphomet, which is coming out next year. Yeah.
So what about your scream, right? It's so iconic, but how did you sort of come up with it?
I got kicked really hard in the knackers once.
And they never came back down again.
Yeah. No, I was really into. It's a band called Razor. They're a thrash metal band, very underrated from Canada, and also Cam Lee from Massacre. Both were a massive influence. I mean, and one day I just tried it, and it was I can do that. Anybody can go do anything extreme vocally, but I want people to hear the lyrics.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And that in itself is hard, especially you can't to scream and get people to understand it. That that's the hardest thing.
Now that Cryptoriana is finished, recorded, and everything, what does it mean to you in terms of Cradle of Filth's life?
How do you mean?
Well, in sort of, what does it mean to you in how you feel about the band?
I think it's just the band reaching, well, some might say we reached a pinnacle a long time ago, but I feel that it's for what we're doing, it's an exploration of everything that Cradle of Filth have done before and what we're doing in the future. So I keep banging on about how great it is. I can to the end of the days, but it's not my decision, is it? I like it. That's all that matters. My mum likes it as well.
Brilliant. Thank you ever so much for the chat, mate.
My pleasure. Thank you.